Gemini create images. You can directly create images. You can use many different models to implement that. ChatGPT create images. You can use ChatGPT to create images also. But Claude won't create any images. Claude won't give you those options to create videos. You know the reasons? Like the principle of the Anthropic built Claude. So their mission is to so implement AI safety, implement AI safety. So that is their primary concern. So irrespective of other competitors or other, so either GPT or Gemini or whatever, any other model. So they won't focus on in creating all the things, like creating all the things without concerning humans, impact, and other factors. They won't implement all those things like that just for the sake of revenue, just for the sake of course, I'm not talking about the revenue, but Anthropic core value is like AI safety first. And also, it has to they build this Claude Sonnet or whatever models. It's based on certain guidelines, certain guardrails. So it won't give you any harmful information. So it won't give you any misleading things that will impact humanity. So that's their primary concern. So whatever they told is like safety first is their primary agenda. So they're even though they're trying the models, they won't train the models on unnecessary some random information which is available on the internet. So they did some research to implement the things. That's what they do. And also we can see that. So if you want to create any image, like directly you can create image in Gemini and GPT. So you can create images. Like there is a lot of trends are going on, but despite of being a leader in terms of software development, like so you can ask this question to any software developer. So which is the most reliable model? So Claude Sonnet is the best reliable model in terms of software development, in terms of code generation. So everyone agrees to it. They won't rely on some other models from OpenAI. So for code development, I'm saying about the code development. So for images, obviously they'll go for this Gemini and etc. But in terms of code generation, in terms of logic building, in terms of any software development project or something, so they completely rely on this Claude Sonnet models only. So anyway, like Claude Sonnet is belongs to anyway, it belongs to Anthropic. So why they're not building any image generation models or video generation models or because of these reasons. Like you can ask this question directly to Claude, you can ask this question to ChatGPT also. So maybe let me try this question in this way. So let me ask Gemini, let me ask this ChatGPT also. Let's see the response so that we'll understand. So you can see this. Their first primary agenda is to safety first AI. So they don't want to generate any deepfakes. They don't want to implement any misconsensual content and misinformation at scale. So you can see this ethics is a major factor. You can ask this question. So decision is to this like there is a huge chance, right? So in case Claude is also giving images and you can ask many different questions, you can create multiple images. It will impact others. I can take some picture from one girl and I can post it. So these kind of a safety concerns are there. You can do some kind of many misuse things, right? So it will impact humanity, right? So that's why they are not implementing anything. Like it will eventually, in order to create that kind of image model, they have to train a lot of data on images. They have to create that. If they want to create that image model, means they have to train a lot of data on images, on videos. It's again, they have to take the time and they have to. It's not about time and energy or money or anything, but major concern is this. If they're able to implement the language model in a best way, so obviously they can they can implement the image model also, but multimodal also they can do. But the problem is this, like their primary philosophy is this AI safety. So they don't want to create any deep fakes or misinformation, and that's a major reason. So they want to implement ethics and morals are the you can see this like it's interesting like it was giving so in GPT or Gemini you have all these things. So primary focus is do everything. This is a response it is given by Gemini itself. You can see this. So Claude is like it can't generate images, it can't generate videos. Their major focus is on safety. So coding and reasoning. So that's why. So uh, any software developer, so he'll pick Claude models only for the code generation because it's trained on that huge data and it's majorly focused on that. So yeah, so my point is like people nowadays a lot of debate is going on. So why Claude is unable to create the images, create the videos? Major reason is this ethical concerns. That's the major reason they are not going on this. And till now they didn't went. Maybe I don't know what happens in the future. So, but the core reason of building that Anthropic is um, for ethics and governance. So that's the major agenda of implementing, of forming that Anthropic team and for building the solutions or for building these plots on it or whatever. So I don't think they'll go for this image or video creation. Even though they go for it, they'll do it in a ethical way, I guess. I'm not sure. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything against to any other thing. Um, GPT is good. Anthropic is good. So Google Gemini is good. Everyone is good in their own terms, and but Claude is not going on this image creation because of its own reasons. So majorly they're focusing on the ethics, and in case if it is generating images, it will be like a lot of deep fakes can be created easily. So that will create a lot of trouble for maybe humanity or people or whatever reason. So that's the major reason. So I guess it's not going on this image creation. But you may ask this question, and the Gemini and so OpenAI why they are creating. So I don't know. So I'm not the right guy to answer this question. They created because they have the ability to showcase talent and capabilities to the world. So this is what we can do. This is what we are able to do. So that's their thing, and it's their capabilities. That's why they are implementing all these things. Of course, there are a lot of ethical concerns will happen, but they're maintaining their managing the guardrails, I guess. But don't know. But the topic is, of course, there are a lot of debates and discussions are going on, but point is like why Anthropic is not able to generate the images. It's their ethics and governance concern. So it's not about even though they have the capability to create those things, they didn't go for it because of ethics. That's it. We'll see you in the next video.